3, 2.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Port Royal, 6:30 p.m. on October 1st, 2025, here in the Yvonne C. Butler Council Chambers, 700 Paris Avenue. Up first is our public hearing, and we are called to order. And the purpose of this public hearing is to discuss Ordinance 2025-15, an ordinance to authorize the town manager to convey excess real property to facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town described as Beaufort County Tax District 110, map 10, parcel 145A, 38A, better yet known as 1010 14th Street, 100 feet of sidewalks. Is there anyone that would like to be heard on this? Hearing none, we'll move to our second order of business for the public hearing. Up next is 2025-16, an ordinance to rezone approximately 0.56 acres of real estate described as Beaufort County Tax District 110, map 10, parcel 335 and 336, located in Beaufort County, South Carolina, to be rezoned from T5 Main Street to T4 Neighborhood Center Open, rezone of 1633 Garrett Avenue. Anyone that could be heard on that? Okay. Hearing none, that concludes our public hearing. We'll move now into our council workshop. Again, thank you all for being here today. October 1st, hard to believe that. That is crazy, but it is October 1st, 2025. Here we are at our, like I said, for our council workshop. Up first, we have a presentation. Right? Oath of a new officer, Mr. Daniel Russell.
Chief is temporarily down, so we have his able-bodied.
Okay, I got you, all right.
You see, now you got to be in a picture. All right.
Oh, that pink shining
No,
back.
Yeah, buddy.
Where's your office?
I apologize, Chief. Like I said, it's temporarily down, so you're stuck with me. I will not have the flair that he typically does, and you're right, I will be stuck in a photo.
Hey, anybody that wears a pink badge, you deserve to be shown.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy the pink badges.
It's October.
It's
October.
But we are here to swear in a new officer. We're pleased to announce the hiring of Reserve Officer / Chaplain Daniel Russell. Officer Russell recently retired from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division after 18 years of service. During his career with SLED, he served as an arson investigator, alcohol licensing investigator, and most recently as a community relations officer. In addition to his time with SLED, Officer Russell also served with Beaufort County Drug and Alcohol, Winston-Salem Police Department, North Carolina, Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, North Carolina, Maryland State Police, and the United States Marine Corps. He's also a pastor at New Life Deliverance Temple in St. Helena. Officer Russell holds a Bachelor's of Arts from the University of South Carolina, a Master of Science degree from the University of Cincinnati, and a Doctor of Ministry from the International Theology Center. We are very grateful that Officer Russell will be volunteering his time as a chaplain for us, as well as a reserve officer. If Officer Russell would like to come up, I believe his wife will be assisting in swearing him in.
Have your son come on up to the stage, Scott. Appreciate you.
Yeah, have his
son come on. Family wants
Come
to
on,
come
son.
up.
I remember when he was born.
I remember when he was born too, yeah. He's already grown.
Nice. That's good.
So, yeah.
Shows unity. Help your mama hold the Bible, baby.
Just repeat after me, sir. I state your name.
I, Daniel Lee Russell Jr.,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of this office
to exercise the duties of this office
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
and that I will
and that I will
equally,
equally,
fairly,
fairly,
impartially,
and partially,
and to the best of my
to
ability,
the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve,
and preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Want to go take a picture with him?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
come on. Hey, wait a minute. He didn't get a pink one?
No, you didn't get a paperwork. Not yet.
So we're gonna come down there and take a picture with you and the family, if that's okay. Yes, sir. Yes, good to see you too, man.
Good, how are you? Thank you so much. Welcome aboard our department.
Thank you so much, really appreciate it.
So you work with Keel?
Yes, I
Chief
did.
Keel?
Yes, I did.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, he, little perturbed when then I left him.
Go, ready in 1, 2, 3.
Thank you
Just
very
don't tell him he's over here.
Thank you.
Chief will probably all my head.
Yes, sir.
Did you work with Chief Stewart too?
much. Yes, I did. He hired me. Chief Stewart hired me. 18 years ago.
Chief Stewart, I was gonna do it.
You remember that?
Thank you. Job well done.
Great job.
Thank you. First and last time.
You did good.
Thank y'all very much. Yes, sir.
All right, well, that was great, and thank you very much. I think we got,
Yeah, I just want to say one comment. I first met Officer Russell in Leadership Buford,
Yes.
right? And that's been probably 15 years ago.
He was born,
Yes,
the last day of our leadership review.
I remember that.
No, he wasn't born, no. That's when I found out she was pregnant
Okay,
at 52 years old.
oh, yeah.
right. And that's wonderful. And now we've come full circle. We had some great times. If you haven't been into Leadership Buford, you really ought to look into it. I know, Kevin, you've done it. Some others
sir.
have done it.
Yes.
George, you did it, and it was just a great experience. And I had a lot of fun just getting to know you and the rest of our class. It was a good opportunity. That's right. So we've come full circle. Welcome to Port Royal.
Thank you all so much.
Welcome back to Fort Royal. It's welcome back to Fort
That's
Royal.
right.
He wasn't
Back.
welcome back. That's right.
Thank you all.
Yes, sir,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. Just to reiterate that, Mr. Russell's a great man. We know him from Rotary around town, and he'll be a great asset to the force and to the community. We're very blessed to have him be with us. So, up next, council briefing.
All right, we'll start with the speed humps for Drayton and Battery Park Roads. As I mentioned last month, we had the traffic analysis and additional speed information that we're providing to DOT. If you'll see in the comments, basically what we need to do is have that speed limit reduced from 30 to 25, as well as the request for the speed humps, which we will be forwarding to SCDOT for approval. We need confirmation from council next week that you are endorsing pursuit of that change in speed, as well as the request for the speed humps. So
Speaking of
that's
that, do we
a
have-
good start.
No, that's a great start, and that's going to be very welcomed in that community, in that area over there. I'm trying to think if we have any way, I guess we could just go, I'll work on that. Just wanted to get some of the people that live over there, Drayton Drive and Battery Park,
Yeah,
over
and
here for that. They would love to, like I said, just chime in on that. I'm sure they'll be very excited, so.
Van, if there's any way Rosemont, over there off of Narcissus and Smilex, they were asking about one because they said that people are coming and cutting through their road because the others have the speed bump. So if there's any possible way, because they got a lot of kids
We
out
can-
there.
we
And
can
I
take a
said,
look
I
at
would
it.
ask, it's a state maintained road, but we would
Yeah,
certainly,
that one is, yeah.
certainly try.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Next is West Paris Avenue. Basically, we had an extension approved through the end of October for that particular project. You recall, it kind of ran long, but we're pretty much to closing that one out. The next obvious drainage project is down in the villages. Additional $225,000 grant funds have been requested for this project due to West Paris using the majority of the total grant funds. Depending upon the bids we receive, that will I'll have an impact on whatever decision is made by Rural Infrastructure Authority, but I'll keep you posted on that. We'll figure out the funding for that period. So we do have the Stormwater Utility Fund that we can leverage against that as well. I know that it was mentioned last month that they were, the developer would be constructing the 12th Street parking across the street at the new homes. I will keep you posted on progress. I drove by there today and didn't see anything going on, so. Casablanca, we're still working on the drainage analysis for that particular area. The next one is the Rural Infrastructure Authority Town Stormwater CIP Master Plan. Michael will be making the presentation to staff next week, and then we're going to present it to council for review in November. So obviously, we had to balance the other projects we had on West Paris Avenue in the villages to kind of coordinate those schedules, so we're pulling that all together. Next is the Paris Avenue Streetscape, that's the CDBG. Additional funds are required along with the CDBG grant for $750,000. The low bid, the lowest responsible bid was at $1.65 million. We have submitted a request for additional funding there, so we'll keep you posted on that. We should be getting that sometime in November or December. We've been working with the contractor to extend the validity of the bid that they supplied, so we should be fine. Sanitary Sewer Rebo Road Master Plan, nothing really new there. Tech memo was prepared. Obviously, one of the things that we came across was the significant price tag attached to that. I think in the neighborhood of $6 million. The original grant that we had for sewer in that particular area was very limited. So obviously, we had to return that grant. We're going to rescope it and hopefully see a little bit better response. And just as a reminder, this is a system that we own. It's owned by the Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer Authority.
Well, who owns the system?
Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer Authority.
Okay.
They have committed some capital funds, which you did agree to, kind of a conversion of that capacity program that we did have. So we do have some capital to move forward on this particular project. So.
Good.
Mars View, as mentioned last month, we have submitted the grant, a couple of grants, CDBG as well as an LWA. I've got a workshop in a couple of weeks for the LCW. If we're able to get both of these grants, we should be able to cover almost the entire cost of the entire project, so that's exciting.
That's bathrooms and all down there?
There will be a bathroom as part of this middle. CDBG somewhat frowned upon that. LCW is a little bit more understanding of the necessary infrastructure, so we should be able to combine those two funds to make that happen.
Okay, thank you.
Sands Beach, just wanted to let you guys know after talking to the ATAX committee, one of the things that they really were interested in seeing was some sort of shower rinse-off area added to the Sands Beach. I think if we can get one that's fairly indestructible, a lot of times the water line gets broken down there, but it'd be something that some of you see at Hunting Island, come out the water, kind of a concrete pillar that foot wash, regular shower, that sort of thing. So we're trying to figure out the appropriate location, but obviously it'd be dictated by where the water is. So.
Okay.
And it's not expensive at all, less than $5,000. So just want to let y'all know.
Thank you.
Public Works Facility, nothing really new there. We do have the conceptual layout, but obviously that's tied to funds. Splash pad, we have received all the comments we could receive from Beaufort Jasper. There's an 8-inch parallel to the tie-in to the gravity sewer. We've requested some additional information from Beaufort Jasper to make sure we can tie that in appropriately. We'll finalize constructions with them and hopefully get started on that one. So it's been a bit of a time. Short-term rental and development permit GIS database, those databases are completed. We're in the kind of a review process, and one of the things that we will be creating as a part of this is the ability that we can post projects online, and so people can come and click on it, take a look at what the project is, what the unit counts are, where the
Well, that's
location
good.
is, so to speak. It's a good piece of information we're pulling together.
Good, thank you.
We did submit the grant that Noah discussed last month, the Big Idea grant for the Smilex Narcissus Lane Royal Palms Road intersection, traffic calming. Y'all got to see as kind of a schematic of it last month. I know he has been talking to people in that area to kind of resolve any sort of driveway conflicts. But
Everybody seemed to receive it pretty well.
yeah, it's received pretty well, and I told I went over there 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then sent y'all a picture back with a sign that said "slow down." So
Yeah.
I think that kind of validates our concerns and what we're trying to do. So good stuff. Ritter Circle, Spanish Moss path connection. Actually, they poured the section of path from Ritter Circle towards Rebo today. So there's about 150, 200 yards of pathway that's been put down.
Nice.
So I was out there today with Dean Moss looking at how to address the connectivity between that Ritter Circle, from Ritter Circle to the trail, because it is an easement. If you remember, we acquired that small triangle. So we got to work within those within those boundaries to address the driveways for the residents that are down there, but also understand that we're gonna have some bicyclists and pedestrians kind of working through there as well. So there'll be some stop sign, maybe a little bit of clearing up, maybe a little retention wall that created some additional paved area, but we're working on that.
Will there be any sort of signage that someone comes over, because some people, especially their first time, they're just gonna come across and then come into the town of Port Royal and then just hit Ritter Circle?
Oh, no, there'll be plenty of signs.
And they'll be like, where am I?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so kind of telling them, you know,
Oh, yeah, no, we'll see.
carry on this way. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
Naval Hospital sidewalk, obviously I'll see some of the fence work that's been going on. I know there's a fair amount of traffic control over there the last couple of days, maybe a little bit of overkill, but DOT dictates traffic control and how it's handled, so that progress, that's actually happening, so
You know,
very pleased.
I noticed though that they are, what's it called when, you know, they already laid out the, whatever it is, the box for the concrete.
Formed out.
The form board? Yeah, the form. I noticed that they didn't move the fence, so they're not gonna move the fence?
No, they're building the new fence on the inside, and then they'll take the old fence out.
Oh, okay, because I was saying, if they're not moving the fence, why did we go through all this
No,
hassle?
no, they're gonna, I noticed the same thing today, they were inside working on the interior fence, then they'll remove the exterior.
Okay, so the
fence.
sidewalk is gonna actually be wider than they actually,
I would,
Okay.
it has to be at least a minimum of 4 or 5 feet.
okay,
So,
okay, thank you.
All right, Safe Harbor, finalizing and conveying documents for Lot G. That kind of dovetails into what I was gonna cover next, which is the construction of the shrimp dock and the processing facility. Do need to mention, obviously, the Spanish Wells Trail easement was officially filed, so that's why the work was started, so we're good there. We met with our consultants, Corps of Engineers, Department of Environmental Services, which we discussed. One of the things that ATM is working on right now is a letters that we'll need to get from the adjacent property owners, because the dock extends beyond our property lines over in front of Fish Camp and Shellring, so we have to get permission from them. That'll all be part of the permitting process that's submitted to the Corps of Engineers and DES. So,
Did they say how long it'll take to get that built back? Approximately how long
how long, what will take?
to dock?
Oh, well, the permit's gonna take probably 6 to 9 months. So that's just that's the process we'll have to deal. Beyond that, I think you're still looking at a 6 to 9 month process after that to build the dock.
So at least a year and a half.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
kind of piggybacking off that, just something to keep in mind, and if anyone has an idea, I've had a few people reach out to me, and I think some of y'all have too, that have shrimp boats, and they're looking for places to put them. I mean, I have them call me and they keep, when's that dock gonna be back? I gotta put this boat somewhere. So I keep telling them, it's, you know, we don't even have our permit yet, we're waiting on the permit, you know, we've got the money and we'll get started on it. So just something, if you think of anything, if you know of anybody with a private dock that'd like to have a shrimp boat tied to it, or if you, you know.
I had two.
Hopefully a working shrimp boat.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
yes.
actually had 2 people call me today
So,
on it.
like I said, I know that's not something
Working
we're
shrimp
solving.
boat.
I know we're not.
It's called the Miss Port Royal.
Yeah, it's not something for us to solve tonight, but just something to keep in mind. If you can think of anything or know of anything, there's some shrimpers out there that are kind of looking for a place to park until we get completed with our dock.
So do you think that they could contact Safe Harbor and that there's a possibility Safe Harbor would let them tie up?
They could ask.
Yeah, I know they've reached out to them. I don't know how
Yeah,
that's
Oh,
gone.
they did? Because
Yeah.
they didn't act like the ones that, probably the same people called me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Just something to keep in mind if you think of something.
All right, and I just wanted to mention, obviously, there are a significant number of town cameras at several different locations. We actually do have a license reader at the Sands Beach now. So we're able to monitor all sorts of behavior on the boardwalk,
Yeah, I don't pick my nose anymore.
on the observation tower.
So I should behave when I'm out there.
Yes.
So now we can't do what we do?
Yeah, what are you saying, man? What are you
Just
Just giving us a
general
warning.
public to know that there are cameras at the
Yeah, I
Sands
know
Beach.
that.
Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah.
Oh, I see them every day.
Is that they're like recording? Is that what they're doing?
That we have the
Jerry, just
ability
don't
to
go back down
and
there,
record it. Yes. Exactly. I suspect a lot of private investigators will be getting in touch with us.
Ah,
Hey, is it hooked up at the police department? Because I'm gonna come in the evening just to view it to make sure. That none of my group is up
And to
there.
reiterate, that, the beach, the gate's open, what, 6 to 8?
Yes, we adjusted it for some of
6
the
to 8.
early birds so they could get in there.
And that 8 o'clock is just for safety reasons for when the sun goes down, and we'll adjust that
Right.
as the time changes. But also just know there is motion sensors on there. So if you are on the beach at 8:05, you're not locked in till the morning time, so you can still get off. But the gate is open 6 to 8 right now, so.
But we're not encouraging them to get there before 8 because we will escort you from the beach after hours. You're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And skateboard park, obviously, we're looking to do some maintenance work here. We did interview somebody for the public works position, for a carpentry position, but, so we're trying to work that out, but we understand that it needs some work. In the past, we've worked with local churches, volunteers. We typically purchase the materials and work with those local groups, so we're trying to find a partner to make that happen.
Have they shown any interest in that this year, or?
We're gonna reach back out to them.
Okay. Because, yeah, we talked about making that like a family day. We could make that an event, have everybody come out, cook some food, and, I mean,
Yeah.
we can all swing a hammer and paint, and, so.
And Cypress Wetlands, we are going to discuss it in next week's meeting, selection of the contractor for the pathway repairs. But I did meet with Dean Harrigal yesterday, and he did meet with Southern Palmetto to discuss trimming and cleaning up some of the view corridors, maintaining the bird kind of bedding areas, but to open those things back up a little bit. So it's priorities. Richmond Avenue situation, just real quickly. We did meet with residents, not this past Friday, the Friday before, kind of gave them an overview of what had been happening in terms of interfaces with Beaufort County Animal Control, as well as the police department and code enforcement. And there are a significant amount of pending citations that will be heard both in our court, I assume in the magistrate's court, dealing with that particular problem, but we continue to monitor the locations. Okay. And then I did include in your folders the capital sales tax. Same night that there was the Pine Island vote, Beaufort County Council took up the idea of the capital sales tax referendum, and from what I gathered, the consensus of County Council was a shorter-term, traffic-specific referendum. Not sure whether it be 26 or 28, and probably be limited to, I think, either 2 or 4 years in length. I know that we're planning a meeting of the managers probably in the next week or so to discuss the outcome of that meeting and try to create some sort of framework to see how it could be moved forward.
I think from that meeting, and I know we've got the chairwoman Howard here, she could speak, she can talk to us later, but kind of what I took away from it was that that's exactly what they want to do. They don't want to do
Yeah.
just a capital project penny, it's
Right.
transportation, project-specific, short timeline, and that's kind of was my takeaway. It's not, here's this municipality gets some money and this municipality gets some money to work on what they want to. It's like I said, job-specific, very short window. So that was their direction to their staff, so.
So we're trying to schedule a meeting amongst the managers now.
Yeah.
And that's all I got, but I'll answer any questions.
You mentioned that you all interviewed someone for Public Works that has carpenter skills. So there is a vacancy in that department?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm glad so we're looking for some type of trade-specific position then, because I've had a couple people that was inquiring, one individual said that they put in an application, but they heard nothing back. But of course, they don't have those skills that you just talked about.
Well, there was another individual that we did interview. I don't want to discuss that
No,
publicly.
well, I mean, they hadn't, these
Yeah,
individuals have not been. and
Right.
one-
Well,
one
I'd have
today.
to check, because if they've truly submitted a resume, we've talked to them.
Oh, okay, well, okay. And so anyway, I'm putting out there that we had a vacancy, and so I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we.
Oh,
did have
absolutely.
one.
We have a regular one and one with the carpentry skills that we're working.
Okay.
So there still are vacancies at Public Works?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, get your applications in.
That's right.
Okay. Anything else from council?
No, sir.
Anything from you? Couple things really quick. We chatted about it earlier. I just wanted to bring it up, just so everybody knows. We met with Safe Harbor. We're meeting with them coming up again too. So I believe their cruise ships are going to come back this fall. Their cruise season is from November to May. That is the season that they come. As you've seen, the city of Beaufort, their promenade is still shut down. They cannot tie up cruise ships to the area right now. It will tear that whole place apart. So they're not doing that, and so they're going to be parking. They're going to be parking here just like they were last year. And just wanted to ask and make sure that we've got those contacts there, that we're reaching out. I know last year was kind of the first year, so hopefully we can build on that and get better at making sure in ways that those passengers are spending time here. They're going to our shops, our restaurants, this is not a Beaufort or us thing. They can do both, but Park in Port Royal, they get on a bus, drive right down Paris Avenue, and then go to the city of Beaufort. So, which is great. I love the city of Beaufort, but if we could just make sure that we're contacting with them and doing anything we can to provide those options for them. No, I know if they want to go to the city of Beaufort, we can't. We're not going to.
Well, one of the
hold
things
them here.
is they're given like a shoreside menu, if
Yeah,
you will,
no,
of things that they
absolutely.
can do. And we want to make sure that.
I just know they're coming back.
Options in
They'll start
plural.
back in November. So if we start reaching out now and kind of getting that conversation going. So.
Yeah, Scott volunteered to meet him at the boat when the Cypress
Wetlands tour.
I will say, you opened it up.
Yeah.
Scott, sorry, can you step? I did meet with their cruise director and gave them brochures, and Patty read on their website recently that they talk about the shops and the Cypress wetlands and the sand.
That they do have a daily excursion to the Port Royal Cypress wetlands.
Yeah.
There wasn't any mention of shops.
Okay, but.
Well, that's good. They have to go right by the shop.
It says Port Royal on it, that's great, yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's great, we're making progress. Because I think last year was just kind of a last-minute decision they had to make. The city of Beaufort, they found themselves in a situation, cruise ship couldn't go there, they'd already sold their tickets, and so, we were happy to oblige them here. So again, if we can just capitalize on that every way that we can, that's something we
Our
want to bring up.
museum, the Cypress wetlands, the stores.
Yeah.
Everything.
One more thing too, been seeing online too, and we all see it, and I know, Van, you live with it as well too, seeing some people talking about cats in town, animals in town. How many do you live next to?
I don't know.
I see a lot of.
We discussed that, and we talked about there is a process for that. There is who you call for that, and who is that you call for?
It is Beaufort County Animal Services.
Okay, and because they
Animal control.
handle domestic animals.
Domestic, not
Cats and
wild.
dogs.
They can't handle
Yep.
raccoons or possums or alligators.
That's DNR, yes,
That's
exactly.
DNR.
So
It
every
is
animal's got
strictly- It is strictly domesticated animals.
domesticated animals, so cats and dogs. I was just, if there's any way we could put some information out about that,
Yeah.
just kind
And one of
of.
the things that we had a presentation this last week at Northern Regional about the update to the animal control
Mhm, yeah, I saw
ordinance.
that.
So we'll have to reintroduce that to y'all and adopt it by reference, any sort of updates.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, I just saw, people just kind of saying, oh, look at these cats, what do we do about this? I think some people just don't know what to do, so if we can kind of just guide them in that
And then
direction.
there are organizations and groups that
Yeah.
help with the feral cats in terms of.
Absolutely, like I said, I just want to give them that, and then the great words of the great Bob Barker, make sure you're spayed and neuter all of your cats and dogs, absolutely.
I'm glad you used that quote, not the other one for that.
Yeah.
You mentioned the skate park earlier, I remember we got something about skate park lights, are they still
Yeah,
down?
we're adjusting. Jeff noted that there were some lights that were out, but we also noted that the lights are staying on a little longer than we anticipated, so he's going to make some adjustments there. We had a problem with one sparking, so we had to take down the entire system, and he's working on the repair for that.
All right. Well, that was it, all I had. Didn't hear anything else from anyone?
It's not pertaining to the council briefing, or you do it, save that for now or later.
We got council comment at the end.
Oh, okay, I can wait till then.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. All right, up next, review agenda for October 8th, 2025 council meeting next Wednesday. Same place, same time.
You want me to run through it?
Yes, sir.
So we will have a proclamation, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Following that, we'll have a presentation, Beaufort County First Responders Food Drive. Then, one of the things that we'll discuss, first reading is 2025-17, an ordinance to amend ordinance 1-12, Chapter 2, Article 2, Division 1, Section 2-28, compensation of the Town of Port Royal Code of Ordinances for the purpose of amending council compensation. If you recall, during the budget process, we were looking to address the salary paid to both the mayor and council members. I think the last time that had been adjusted was probably maybe in the 80s or 90s. And so the suggested funding level would be $12,000 annually for council members and $15,000 for the mayor. But per state law, none of that can go into place until an election happens. And so obviously we have to start the ball rolling on that. Obviously we have an election in November, and so any sort of salary changes would have to happen after the first of the calendar year, based after the election happens and the roads also certified and we go forward. So that gives the voters kind of an opportunity to speak on that particular issue, if you will.
No, absolutely. And that was a discussion we had, again, like you said, compensation for being up here, because again, people ask, how much you get paid, how much you do that? And it's, I mean, I think we did the math, it came out to about 25 cents an hour, 30 cents an hour. But that's not what it's about. It really is a labor of love. It's about service up here. However, we wanted to be on par with some of the other municipalities around us. We've got to think about in the future, you know, unfortunately, we won't be up here forever. There will be other councils, there will be other mayors. And if you want to have people that can run and the people that can serve, you know, that is a way to open the door and entice some people to get involved in the process. Because again, like you said, that number, I don't think it'd gone up your entire time you've been on council.
No.
So, and it brings us basically on par with the city of Beaufort. So that's where we got those numbers. We didn't just come up with them. It puts us on par with the city of Beaufort, so.
I think I'm still drawing the same thing I drew 34 years ago.
Yep.
So it ain't for the money.
Yeah, no,
I
not
can
at
assure
all.
you. It's the love of the town.
And let's see, 2025-18, orders to amend Articles 1, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the Development Code of the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina. As you know, we put a moratorium in place while we contemplated updates to our development code, in particular issues surrounding multifamily development. And in order to, we've made those changes to the code, and now we need to repeal the moratorium. Obviously, the moratorium has to be repealed. It's not something you can leave in perpetuity. You have to have some sort of finality to it based upon something that you intended to get accomplished, and that's where we are on this particular issue. All right?
I hate to put him on the spot. Will Noah be here next week?
Yes.
Okay. Because we did vote on the development codes a couple months back, so I'd like to get him just to clarify for everybody what this is. I mean, the way it was fine to me, it just kind of cleans up a few sections in a few areas, and it did go before the planning commission, was unanimously adopted. But yeah, we, because our new planning codes are in place right now, but this is kind of a tweak to a few of those. So we'll have him explain that in a little more detail when he's here next week, so.
Perfect. All right, and then 2025-19, ordinance to repeal ordinance 2025-11, and to amend the business license ordinance of the Town of Port Royal to adopt the most current business license class schedule as required by Act 176 of 2020. The Municipal Association reached out to us because they had concerns that our update to the business license ordinance probably did more than it should have. There were some things that Amber wanted to see included in the ordinance. But in order to be in compliance with the state legislation, the model ordinance has to be passed, in particular the class schedule. So we will need to rescind ordinance 11 and put back in place the 19 to match the model ordinance. So that's what we're doing with this ordinance, if that makes sense. We're required annually to address the class schedules and the rates, not the rates, but the class schedule. But there were some things that we tried to clean up, and they just said that we can't do that in the framework of this particular ordinance.
So we were trying to be too good. And they
Sure.
were just like, okay,
Yes.
you gotta
Yeah.
make it, you have to be uniform.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's more of a technicality and keeps us in line, so.
Yep. All right, second readings, 2025-15, ordinance to authorize the town manager to convey excess real property to facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town. Described as Beaufort County Tax District 110, map 10, parcels 145A and 138A. This is property located at 1010 14th Street. That was the ordinance that we discussed in the public hearing. It is in compliance with the sidewalk construction policy, and then y'all did have a map of the location in your packets. Pretty clear, all right? 2025-16, ordinance to rezone approximately .56 acres of real estate described as Beaufort County Tax District 110, map 10, parcel 335 and 336, located in Beaufort County, South Carolina to be rezoned from T5 Main Street to T4 Neighborhood Center open. And I'll just pull this parcel back up so you guys can see it.
It's right behind the pizza place,
Yeah, exactly.
right behind New York.
Yeah, this
New
is.
York Pizza.
This is Paris Avenue, and that is the property in question. It did receive unanimous recommendation from the Planning Commission as well as the support of the staff.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Council action, approval of speed humps. As I mentioned earlier during the briefing, we supplied the updated data. We need the confirmation from y'all approving the request for the speed humps. It should read Drayton Drive and Battery Park.
Okay, and I'll just say again, anyone, if you're listening, Battery Park Drive or Drayton Drive, if you're watching online, we'd love to see you here next week. What is the date? The 8th? At 6:30. We'd love to see you over here, so.
Yes. All right, so we will be, once we get that approval from y'all, we'll submit it with the application.
Okay.
For not only the change in speed, but also the speed humps.
Great.
Next
Thank y'all
item
for
is
getting on that.
approval of Cypress Wetlands improvements. This is the repair and replacement of many of the damaged kind of asphalt. Pathways, I think we're using concrete is the option. We've got 2 bids. We're working on evaluating those. We wanted to move quickly on those because we have a window that we try to get work done based upon the schedule of the birds. So we'll be prepared to provide you with that recommendation at the meeting next Wednesday. All right. And the next one is the approval of Jefferson Common leases. This is tied to the potential incubators for the 2 locations at Jefferson Commons. I put the term sheet in your folders, the letter of intent / term sheet. Total leases are about $3,900 monthly. They will provide kind of the framework of all the property management, so we won't get involved in a lot of that up to a certain point. I mean, there's some minor things that we'll be dealing with. But this then creates the space that we need for the incubators. There were some, it may kind of provide a framework of, some potential uses, dividing one of them up into, I think, 4 or 5 spaces for artists, and then maybe doing something more communal with the other one. And these are 2-year leases, and so I'll need approval from council on those, and I've been working, trying to, the South Carolina Arts Association has kind of a program that does this incubation thing, so not only are you creating an incubator, but there may be some opportunities to kind of help them develop business plans to go along with the not only develop themselves as an artist or purveyor of food, but as well as how to run the business as well.
So, yeah, and I'll speak on that a little bit, just so everybody knows what's going on with that. So if you remember earlier this year, we made the decision to withhold funding from the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. We gave them, I think, $42,000 a year. We made the decision just based on the fact that we love the Beaufort County Economic Development Corporation. They do a great job. Their goals, though, however, are really focused more on manufacturing, large-scale production and stuff. If you look, they're big in commerce parks, aerospace, really big stuff, which is great. I mean, because we're all in Beaufort County, so if they, if a factory or a large-scale manufacturer is built in, the Burton area or the Hardyville, people can still work there, and we all benefit from that. However, we were looking at the town, working with our budget, and really we focus more in the village, in the community of restaurants, retail spaces. They admitted that's not where they're focused, that's not what they're spending their energy on. They're focused on more of those other industries, which is fine, because I think that's great that we can have more people looking at more things. So then we withheld that funding, and then it was, well, now what do we do about it? So we started looking. If you look up here, develop strategies to make Paris Avenue a key destination. A must-do, promote local businesses by exploring incentives to stimulate economic activity in the downtown area. One of the challenges of doing that in Paris Avenue is there's not a lot of space. If you drive up and down Paris Avenue, there's still very open lots that at some point may or may not be developed, but there's not a lot of just empty buildings sitting around. So the Jefferson Commons building is right beside us. It's the 3-story, 5-unit, is it 5 or 4? 4 units, mixed space, what am I I think of? Mixed, it's got the
Mixed use.
mixed use,
Mixed use.
commercial on the bottom, residential on the top. Speaking with literally one morning, just saw one of the owners of that property at the gym, asked him what was going on with the spaces. He told me, as a matter of fact, one of the tenants, Core Collective, is moving out, and she has 2 spaces. And I was, at first said, oh man, she's moving, that's not good, that's sad, what's going on? It's actually a really great story, because she had that space, she's done so well, she's grown, and now she's moving over to Port Royal, Port Royal Commons, where Carolina Tavern is, and she's gonna have 1 big, large space. And so instead of having 2 spaces, now she can have 1 big space. So she's actually grown her business and is staying in Port Royal. So hearing that those 2 spaces were coming open, it said, well, what about the town looking into, getting into some sort of, limited lease, looking in for the town, leasing those spaces, and how can we use that to encourage activity on Paris Avenue? How can we use that to encourage arts? How can we encourage business? How can we encourage restaurants? And so that was it. So that's what we're talking about now. We've looked at, and essentially, for us to lease those 2 spaces, it comes out to about the exact same amount of money as we just withheld from the Economic Development Corporation. So it basically came out even in the numbers, and that was just the numbers. And so we thought that really was an exciting idea that gives the town 2 spaces on Paris Avenue, right here, close to Town Hall. And really just trying to be creative about what can we do to create synergy, create people, people create energy, people walking, feet on the ground. That's what, really drives that energy and economic activity that we're looking for in the downtown area. So we talked about maybe one of those spaces being some sort of art incubator where we go in, separate that up, let people come in, rent a space for a nominal fee, and let them have that for 3 months, and we'll keep a rotation so we can kind of get people coming in. Hopefully, we're promoting them, they're promoting the space, again, drawing people to Paris Avenue, drawing people to walking up and down, visiting our shops. And then the second space, we talked to more about maybe sort of like a communal cafe kind of area, allowing a food truck to come and park out front, and basically, you cook the food, and here's a restaurant, and create a place where people can, kind of get, if they're thinking about starting a business, if they're thinking about starting a restaurant, they're thinking about getting into that, being an artist, this gives them a way to try their idea out without going all in, It doesn't, you're not gonna need a lot of startup money. It really encourages people to, visit the town, engage in the town, spend time in the town. And the thought behind it is, you get those people around, and who knows what happens. You plant those seeds and you never know where they'll grow. So we thought this was a very low risk, high reward opportunity. So we've kind of jumped on it to see if we can get a hold of those spaces. And again, we're going to try stuff, and they'll be right here in the downtown area. As Van stated before, I think there was a plan at one point to have some sort of artist incubator initiative in the town. Unfortunately, they left and went to another space over in the city of Beaufort. So this is just a way for us, the town of Port Royal has a rich artistic history, and we just kind of want to keep encouraging that and provide space for those people. And so that's what we're trying to do. So when you see us talking about Jefferson Commons leases, that's what that is. Again, we looked at it as a very low risk, high reward. It kind of fit perfectly with the fact that we had just withheld money from the Development Corporation, and then these 2 spaces came open, so we wanted to jump on that. And that's what we're talking about. So hopefully, you'll see some exciting things coming out of that downtown, that building specifically. But then again, you never know what's going to grow from those opportunities. You never know who you're going to attract. You're never going to know what idea is going to spark, what person's going to invest, as long as we just get them here. So that's kind of my little spiel on that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So anybody want to add anything to that?
You covered it well.
All right.
You're good.
Okay. And the last council action item is approval of updated employee handbook. We have to do this periodically. Updates include per diem and mileage rates to reflect any sort of federal rates for our region. It's not nationwide. It's always adjusted to our region of the country. Inclusion of a grievance policy. Updates to the clock-in, clock-out procedures, use of town vehicles. The inclusion of the educational reimbursement for employees program that we typically had as well. So it's something that we need to do, but it requires approval from council. So, all right. Important dates. Saturday, October 11th, the Faith and Blue Community Day at Praise Assembly Church from 1 to 3 p.m. Saturday, October 11th, the John Parker Day at John Parker Park. Thursday, October 16th, the Historic Port Royal Foundation third Thursday at Live Oak Park from 5:30 to 7:30. Sunday, October 19th, the Low Country Pride Festival at Live Oak Park from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, October 25th, the Hunted Hollows Festival at Naval Heritage Park, 3 to 9 p.m. Sunday, October 26th, the Trunk or Treat on Paris Avenue between 9 and 12 p.m. Saturday, November 1st, the Wells of Hope Redfish Tournament at the Sands from 1 to 6 p.m. And I also think the Low Country Rotary Club is holding their oyster roast, I think, on November 1st at
Yes.
Live Oak Park as well.
Yes, sir.
And that's all I got.
We have National Night Out on Port Royal on October 7th at John Parker Park. No, John Parker,
We'll add that
Yeah, that's on this
one.
important.
Oh, yeah,
one
it's
there.
probably in the other one, my bad.
November 7th.
One, is there one that we could add to this, Port Royal Block Party, 10/23/25? Chamber of Commerce, speaking of this, basically the end of Paris Avenue, so Nuances, Windhorse, a couple other businesses right there. Zinden, a couple other businesses right here are going to kind of just have like I said, a block party, 5 to 6:30 on October 23rd, so if we can just add that one, get something out about that, I think that's going to be good. It's just that time of the year where the weather's getting really nice and everybody wants to get outside and spend time because it's really feeling really great, good outside. So we're going to see more of those events, and that's great. Any other events we want to add?
Add to that one there, so that is a combined event for those three businesses. Now, one thing to note specifically for the public is that it's a pay-to-play event. So if someone shows up, you're probably going to be asked to pay your cover charge, if you will, because it is a chamber-sponsored event. So there's member fees and then non-member fees. So if you do show up to one of the shops and they ask you for $10, $15, don't look at them sideways, because it is a pay-to-play event, although it is kind of being hosted here in the town square.
Okay.
A lot going on.
This time of year.
It's a
time of
beautiful
year.
time of the year, yeah. All right. Any other dates or, we can add any more dates to it?
So the sip and stroll.
Okay, all right. So there is that for the review of the agenda for October 8th, 2025. Back to this, the agenda for tonight, important dates, as you just spoke up. Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, National Night Out at John C. Parker Park, 5 to 7 over in the Casablanca area. I'm sure we'll all be there. Okay, up next, public comment. I've received one, Mr. Charles Russo.
Charlie.
My apologies, thank you, staff, council. I got very excited when I saw that 2025-15 on the list, more sidewalks. I love the fact that we are investing in making the village and the town more walkable, especially the Naval Hospital sidewalk going in. It's all very exciting stuff. My concern, and not so much in the village, but out the outskirts of the town and beyond Mossy Oaks and whatnot, there is a particular utility company, let's say they may sell electricity, that they have a tendency to leave a calling card of where they've done their work or where their contractors have done their work. It's usually heavy machinery riding over sidewalks, destroying the sidewalk, and then driving away. My concern is there anyone holding them accountable, A, to protect, or B, to repair, those repairs shouldn't be on the town, the county, and the taxpayers to make those fixes. If they broke it, they should certainly be fixing it before they leave. And that was kind of my concern.
If you see
No,
it,
absolutely.
you should-
Pass that stuff along.
You should report it to the town hall right away.
All right.
Yeah,
So
please.
they can go back and check it.
On
Roger that.
town-owned sidewalks, we do that.
On the town-owned sidewalks, yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I don't see the damage certainly in the village, but
Yes.
walk around Mossy Oaks, and it's like, ah!
Yeah, please just pass that information along, Charlie.
All right, thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir, thank you.
Thanks, Charlie.
All right, I
Thank
also, she didn't give me a card, but I see County Council Chairman, Ms. Howard, yeah, no, it's fine, yeah.
We're gonna be here at about 1:30 in the morning. Is that okay with you?
We're not gonna do that to us tonight, okay?
Marathon meeting last night.
I think it might have been a record for a lot of counties too in the
Yeah.
state. I wanted to thank, I did see two of y'all there. If others were there, I'm sorry I missed you, but I thank you for being there.
In spirit.
In spirit, you were there.
I was
yeah.
talking to Daryl on the phone while he was there, so he could keep me informed.
He kept you informed, yeah.
Right, Daryl?
Yes, you
But
did.
that was democracy public input at its finest, I'd just like to say that. We're trying to plan a task force meeting about Shell Point stormwater, and we probably would like to have it here. Sure. But I'll get in touch with, who's the best person, just Brooke or?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get it coordinated.
And I've gotten a few questions from some constituents on Broad River Drive about the church. Are they expanding? Do anybody know? You know, the church that's behind Food Lion, it's in the town.
That's the intent.
Yeah.
That's what?
I don't know their plans, but.
I guess I can check with Noah.
Mhm.
Okay. And, let's see, I think that was, and to confirm what you said, the consensus at this point, and I'm sure the town managers will get together about the referendum, we want to do a transportation, but very, very specific. Like, you know, I always mention Ladies Island Drive and Reebok Road, you know, very, very specific if we do a referendum in 26 or if we wait till 28. We had an interesting joint meeting with the school board last night, and they want us to do a transportation because of the buses and the children, which, you know, we're all like, oh, duh, that's very important because buses are late, especially 170. People who use that road, who have to go to high school that way or wherever. So they made a promise to help us however they can about specific areas where they know the buses are late and things are not. Of course, we kind of know anyway, but I think if we do that, we might have a better chance of it getting passed. And some of the council members said 2 years, but I don't think 2 years is realistic to raise enough money. It'd probably have to be, you know, probably a minimum of 4 years. Then you got to show what you're doing. So that's all I had, unless y'all had some questions for me.
No, I'm glad
No.
you mentioned the most important intersection in northern Beaufort County.
Mm-hmm. I think it has one of the highest
Ladies Island Drive and River Road.
accident rate. And then the one at 170 and Paris Island Gateway. Those two are the hot spots for accidents in northern Beaufort County. And I would like to add, I do have some constituents that live on Drayton. They would love to see speed bumps too.
We're working on it.
I will call them, tell them to be
Please.
here. Okay.
With the splash pad we talked about earlier, what is next steps? Where are we?
We're resolving those utility conflicts from Beaufort Jasper.
To win. So that's with Beaufort Jasper?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right.
Yeah, Hank and the recreation folks have been fantastic.
They have been fantastic.
Good,
So-
good to hear. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
Thank you.
Okay, I did not receive any more public comment forms, but as it is workshop, does anybody have a, yes, come on down.
Hey, I just have a question about the Spanish Moss Trail. When you come off the trail to get to Ritter, there's that house there that burned. I believe she may have collected things in the yard. Is that going to get cleaned up when the trail is finished?
It's being cleaned up right now.
They're in the
Okay.
process of cleaning it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we started the process of working with the owner.
I saw our truck,
Officially.
I saw our truck, the pole
And yeah,
truck
she
over
has
there.
hired someone that is cleaning the inside and the outside.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hope it remains that way once it's clean.
Yeah, that's going to be the first thing people see,
Right.
so
Yes.
Yeah.
be nice if it was prettied up.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
there today.
Yeah, I
All
saw the Port Royal, or dump truck over in the driveway
Right.
a couple of days ago cleaning, so.
Okay, great, that's
Yeah.
good news, thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, Patty.
Okay. All right, seeing none else, any comments from council?
I do.
Yes, sir.
At the end of it, I think I'm kind of make a request also for next week's meeting. A lot of good things, bad things happen in the world every day on Friday. Kind of cool step that one of a good friend of mine took. His name is Brock Gaines. Used to be a Gunner Sergeant of the Marine Corps, enlisted in 2011, served until Friday of 2025. So September 26, 2025. Served for 14 years as a food service specialist, served in every capacity that you could in that job field, all the way including to being in the General's Aid Program, which I think his highest billet was Assistant Secretary of Defense's aide, which it's his personal chef essentially in their world. He served as a drill instructor here while I was a sergeant major. That's where we kind of met. And you know, the Marine Corps and him kind of didn't see eye to eye on some things, and he chose his family, which again, a lot of us do when it gets to that point, you get a little bit older. But nonetheless, he's a great man, awesome family man, God-fearing man, served his time for the Marine Corps, and he chose to part ways with them. Now, in saying all that, he didn't quit there. He wanted to continue to serve, so we found a way to have him serve in the South Carolina State Guard and the National Guard. So what he's going to do, and he has asked, and I am asking as well for him, is if we would allow for him to be sworn in these chambers during our council meeting and presentations next week. His specific ask was to have that seal and that state flag and the American flag while he's getting sworn in.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem.
Anybody have a problem with it?
Awesome.
That'd be great.
We just need
Thanks for bringing it
to,
up.
we just make sure we put it on the agenda, so if you can give us his name, just so because we gotta post the agenda, 24 hours before the meeting, so as long as we can just get.
I'll get you all that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And again, thank you for your service, Brock. I know you're watching, man. You, Natalie, the boys, and baby girl, everything you did, it's wonderful, and I appreciate your friendship. But more so than that, I think America appreciates your time and your service. And, thank your mom and dad for sacrificing for all these years.
And we'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week, brother.
All right. Any other comments?
Yeah, I had someone to inquire, Van, about Russell Bell Bridge. They said that's the gateway coming into Port Royal, and it has lights on it, but they wanted to know what's the likelihood of getting some flags so we can have like holiday flags or welcome to Port Royal flags on that bridge.
We used to.
We used to, but
We used to have.
I thought there was.
there were, but they were
I
They were
thought there
good,
was.
they were getting absolutely decimated
Yeah.
With the wind.
because of the length and openness there. And we had fixtures below those lights but we were constantly fighting to repair and replace. So it's costly.
I thought I saw.
And we
one of
do
the
not
blue
have,
bars
we
still
have a
in.
lift now, but I don't know how comfortable I'd feel putting my guys out on that bridge. So every so often.
On a lift?
I told them I would inquire,
Yeah.
but when you mentioned it, I thought vaguely that
Yeah,
we
we
had
did
it at one
Christmas
point,
ones out
yeah.
there and all.
Okay.
We did them when we ordered those.
So, but if that's something, y'all would have to think about it. Maybe that's a retreat discussion, talk about maybe one to.
Or maybe some type of more secure bracket or something.
Yeah, I mean, there are ways to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, they asked me, inquired, and I told them I would present it.
We did.
Anything, Councilman?
My turn?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
First off, I'm happy to see that our local government is open and doing well. Great meeting tonight.
No shutdowns here.
No shutdowns here in Port Royal. Great to see us continue to add quality officers to our team. We really got some good guys coming on board, and I think that's wonderful. Excited about Jefferson Commons, the leases, that's pretty neat. Low risk, high reward, I like that. We wrapped up our street music final concert. I think it was a wonderful season. I think it was well received, and we actually got out in the street the last two events, and I think the music was great, so thank you for that. And then thanks to the OVA, to the town, and all of our sponsors for a great Oktoberfest
Yes.
last weekend. I think the weather cooperated, the streets were full. I think it was a good time. So thanks to Brooke and everybody that participated in that. And that's all I've got.
Yes, sir, thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
No, I don't think I have anything other than the speed bump I talked to you about. That's the only thing I had, other than the shrimp. Well, I did have the shrimp boat, but we just talked about that too, so.
Do one more, and I know we've talked about this before also, but still seeing a lot of sidewalk parking, particularly up here where across from St. Luke, right here across from Gigi's in that area. There, I mean, literally, they cover the entire sidewalk, and I don't want to text anyone, either just to be harassing, but I mean, it's just frequent. There's a lot of people, and I guess it's because it bothers me because I walk a lot, and you have to guide it going the street to go around them.
Dangerous.
Hey, we'll put it on radar.
Absolutely. I'll just say really quick, we had a great week in Port Royal, dodged a hurricane, that was good. And then also had 2 ribbon cuttings that I encourage everyone to get out and go check out. One was Your Pie, which is located over on Paris Island Gateway. right next to Oxford Cleaners, and that gas station over there. They've done a great job with that space, kind of revamped it, done a huge remodel job on that. It looks really good. Some of us, we were there at the ribbon cutting, great family. They've invested in Port Royal for many, many years. So I encourage you to go over there and check it out. Food's good, and you'll enjoy it. It's a great, great little spot inside, too. Also had another ribbon cutting anchored vessel right up here, right by the right by the library. It's a really beautiful, unique, family-focused retail store. Got a lot of great things in there. And so, like I said, I would just encourage you all. They just opened up. Anytime somebody starts a business, that takes a lot of heart and courage and money and time. And so we can always, if we can support them and support local and buy local and support each other, that they would appreciate that, and so would we. It just makes us all a better community. So again, that was great. 2 ribbon cuttings in the town, and so I would just encourage everybody to do that.
And they do sourdough bread.
Yes,
and
they do.
Cinnamon rolls.
And then one last thing, we've got Trunk or Treat, and I'll probably mention it again, we got Trunk or Treat coming up in the town. It's huge. That is such a big event. We love doing it. If you aren't planning on participating, we also are collecting candy here at Town Hall. You'll see buckets out here. So if you're not putting a car or a golf cart, or if you're not trunking and you are just going to come to it and want to help out, please drop off some candy here at Town Hall, because that event just gets bigger and bigger every year. We'll see how many we have. But last year, I mean, the kids are just amazing, and they are lined up. I mean, we run. If you can bring some and drop some off, that's just a little great way to help. So anybody out there listening, next time you're in the store, buy a bag or 2 and drop it off here at Town Hall. We would appreciate that. So.
Yeah, we had to steal some from the administrative staff.
Oh yeah,
it
it goes quick.
We thought we had a lot.
Mm-hmm. So it's good, and that's coming up. So like I said, Trunk or Treat coming up. Again, just a great way to have a good time with the kids out there. So that's it from me. Anything else for the good of the town? All right. Well, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.